For this week's First Look Weekly, we check out a unique game called Windward Horizon. There is a reason I have a pirate category in my Steam. I yearn for the seas. In the past I did play games like Uncharted Waters, well revisited as I played it much more when Steam barely existed. It's one of the best genres. The upgrading, the treasure finding, building, but despite that I keep playing to see if one of them does it all. So I stumble upon Windward Horizon, an online and improved variant on the Windward game released 10 years ago, which was quite a success but also had some downsides. Generating worlds procedurally can quickly make them look bland and uninteresting. Full of hope and with sturdy sea legs I started the adventure, and my first choice was to pick a faction. A bit rough as there was no indication what each faction exactly did. In a PvP game this may be good, as you don't want people to just join the top faction, but some background info would be nice. It takes a while to find out that the Vanguard is combat, Sojourn was traveling, and other factions specialize in their own fields. You can play with others on dedicated servers or join through IP, but there's also seamless Steam integration, so your friends can just join you whenever you have your world open. After picking a faction, I sailed towards the faction starting hub. There is a simple world map, but once you reach an area, you can explore it and are tossed into an interactive 3D environment. After visiting the town, I got a lot of tips and tricks in a well done tutorial. It simply gives you the tips but doesn't directly hold your hand and let you figure out yourself, which is just the way I like it. I set sail with some missions and quickly find out to plunder wrecks on the seafloor I need divers, which I don't have, but luckily I can fish. Being subjugated to fishing this early in the game is usually a massive letdown, as every fishing game on this planet is essentially a variant of the same sleep-inducing nightmarish minigame, but this one has a lot of treasure and isn't really hard. Just keep the fish in the circle, and that is nearly impossible at first, but the fish slows down automatically when you keep chasing it, so just keep your eyes on the time, because it will escape once it runs out unless you're still holding it within your circle. There are also question marks which you can hold your mouse over, which will contain experience, loot, or slow the fish down, or get other lucky things to control the fish better. I fish up a better crew and I also find a better sail, which is unsure if I fished it up or I just got it from completing the fishing quest. I think it's the latter. Your cargo hold is abysmal at first, but loot just floats around so you can quickly sail back and forth and drop it in your storage. Some items are insane value, like a rare fish I found. Luckily, before selling you also will be told if the item will have a better selling value in another town. If the price is better in another town, you may just decide to sell it there and just keep it in your storage for now. You can then drag it to a trader in towns, but you can also shift and control click combinations to control the flow of items. The inventory menus are all draggable, which is nice for overlapping menus. There are also dyes and patterns to customize your ship and sails, which makes it very cool to make the ultimate beautiful ship. Eventually your piece ends and your town will be contested by enemies. As ships arise on the horizon, you may be caught off guard or even get destroyed, but no worries, you'll respawn at your hometown. That doesn't mean the fight is over. Luckily many allies will be around, NPC or player, and you can use their cover and of course staying away from the board side of the enemies to dispatch of these enemies. And your first skill is an explosive barrel, which does massive damage, besides your cannons of course. But you may want to quickly invest in the water barrel in your skill tree, as you not only will be able to heal yourself and stop the fires, but also throw even multiple depending on your mortar to heal allied ships around you. After sweet victory, you simply know you need a better ship, and the first available is the Sloop of War, which comes with double inventory and more cannon spots of course. You can still switch to your old boat and make sure you unequip every upgrade item to then move it to your better ship. You can sell the old ship. The new ship won't have the abilities like the water barrel yet, but depending on your server settings, you'll bring some experience over, like 70%. Crew can bring in unique skills too, and one is diving. This minigame requires your crew member to dive for treasure. You have to get back to the ship in time after finding some crates. If you do not get back in time, you find nothing, and schools of fish will severely slow you down. Also every crate you find will slow you down, so you can't be greedy. And another one is treasure hunting, and this one is rather basic and treasure is usually found at the coast of a landmass. The treasure hunting skill will show arrows where the treasure may be found, and once you activate the skill again at the right spot, the treasure will be hauled. You can talk to some allied ships, especially important NPCs, and they may even give you quests by getting close until you see the circle. You can also go on tons of missions everywhere, and if you scroll down, you may find some co-op missions which are quite fun. If you don't have friends yet, don't worry, NPC ships will assist you and you will have to defend the region and recapture towns. There will be tons of pirates and they will respawn just as your allies. Stay near towns to capture them, or even repair the watchtowers while trying to capture all towns under your control. Especially the enemy tower in their main hub is a problem, as they can obliterate your ship. Victory, however, grants massive experience and plunder, so may be well worth the effort. Now we go to the interesting part, finding your first province. You can get the quest to find a province and then navigate the world map manually and sail to any spot depicted by a question mark in a yellow circle. And I'm gonna make a little jump in time, as I started with the demo but then quickly bought the full game. And the goal is to settle near resources that may fetch a high value. I will explain this later in the video, but after you enter the province where you want to settle, your first order of business is to find a town. You want some decent landmass and a strategic position. Other than that, whenever you feel this is the place, it will be the place. As you haul in goods and do quests around the region, you will improve your town and you will most likely talk to natives and maybe even get offers to switch allegiances. If you get started, you may get quests about talking to fishermen or merchants, and talking to leaders can be done in the home screen if needed. The most relevant governors will be shown there, and sometimes there's a talk icon. You can ask general information about products in the normal chat, but if you need to find someone for a quest, just check the world map, manually go to that location, and as soon as you click the yellow icon with the question mark, try every town. If it's the right one, they will talk to you instantly as soon as you get into the range of the town. If nobody talks to you, look for another town. Doing quests and the starting faction at the start of the game had nothing to do with actually being a part of a faction. You will still need a sponsor, and after you get some reputation, you can finally join in. And also set your own towns to this faction. Sailing under a faction flag will give much more reputation when just being in the region. So, as I mentioned before, when I started reviewing the game, I started playing the demo, but not for long. I had to buy the game and unlock all the potential. And of course hand out some copies to my friends. And this changed the game entirely. Friends instantly find your game when going online and can join. Of course you have to be online to have them be able to join, so you can control the face, but there's also dedicated options. You can work hard to make a profit or work smart. Trade goods can be found and bought in town A, and you can simply ask in chat where you can sell them, and if you found the town you will know. And sell it for high profit in a nearby town, and trading further away will increase this even further. You soon automatically start checking for cheap items to pick up to sell them in towns you have to visit anyway using the chat function. Trade goods cannot be stored in your storage, however. The co-op missions will become a breeze as several ships clear out enemies at rapid pace. The reward will be worth it for your friends, and rewards for quests will be better as you progress. But you cannot share the quest. You can trade with friends by being near them and then right click on an item to have a context menu with that option. Unfortunately, the siege will be unique for all the players. They cannot see the loot dropped in water, nor can you drop loot in the water for them to pick up. To avoid exploitation, all goods traded with other players will only have 10 value. You may start finding good items now and a captain instead of a first mate, mainly meant for your next ship, but the captain will bring powerful bonuses. Your crew will level when performing tasks, so even a common crew can become high quality. You will see the experience for both themselves at the bottom and for their skills at each of their skill blocks. After level 10 you'll really notice getting better loot, and even the quests you took may have a higher reward if you level up during the quest. The most annoying part I found out is when you try to leave an area and there's only one exit, which will be a lot of region, so be aware you always try to leave a region the same way you came in, or you may spend 15 to 20 minutes trying to get out while just constantly running into another enclosed bay. It would be nice if maps have an indication where exits actually are. And then it's finally time for the next ship, the schooner, which will vastly upgrade your armor. You will be set back a bit, so you have to upgrade your skills and such again. And may see crews like the captain be blue instead of purple again, because they will be downgraded if they cannot reach the potential of your level. This will of course be reverted once you become level 10 again, and with the schooner, more inventory space means faster trading. To grow your own province or provinces, you need to buy the goods they produce to increase their prosperity. You can even make much more profit. finding subsidy quests for the goods. Sell town supplies to empower growth to your own cities, and look for the establish a new town quest, which is different from the establish a new province within your borders. When you establish a town, you can help decide what is being built as well as upgraded. This will determine what you will produce and can sell. This also counts for the quests for external buildings like lighthouses and defense towers. Once you have the quest, you can choose any spot to build either a lighthouse or any other building. So what is next? If you scroll down, you will see many more ships, often unexplored. Of course, some are tied to population, and those are within your reach, but higher ships will be bound to quest lines, which will also come with unique resources that may prove very hard to find. Expand your domain and have fun doing co-op missions with your friends. Pirate Kings can be really hard to destroy. There's much more content I may not have unlocked myself, so that's for you to find out, but there's certainly plenty to do. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe.